together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. Just me today, as we have a pretty full card. We get action in NFL. We get the Thursday night football game, which I realized this morning we forgot to do a free pick video for so that's great. I haven't moved on it yet. And then we have the NBA and the NHL as well. But before we get into that, quick recap of yesterday. I forgot what it was yesterday. I think yesterday was not a good day, if I remember right, which, yeah, wow. Yesterday sucked, but I'm still up in December. But yesterday was down 5.90 units. It started off nice. Connecticut minus 2.5 winner in college basketball. Western Carolina minus 4.5 was a winner. And then that was all the winners in college basketball. Seton Hall, loser. Auburn, +3, loser. Virginia Tech, +6, loser. And USC, who was up 7 points at halftime at +6, lost by 8. That was really frustrating there. Reverse swept in the NHL, 0-2. The Blackhawks, under 5.5. They finished 4-2. And Anaheim, +140, they lose 4-1, so not good there. I did get the Miami Heat. That was a nice blowout winner, but went 1-2 in the NBA overall. Orlando minus 4.5 gets hooked, and LA Clippers +3.5, they get blown out. So overall, not a great day yesterday, but it is what it is. We've had a decent start to the month, and I do have the leaderboards. I'm still profitable in the month, even with a negative 5.9 unit day. Quick little recap of the standings, because I do have the standings here. The race is wide open, people. There's only 4 people in the contest at the moment, and I'm the only profitable one at the moment here. So if you guys want to join the contest, it is wide open. It's anybody's game. Become a member of the channel, and you will be able to enter the contest as well as get all of our spreadsheets and stuff like that. I just posted on the members only tab. I just posted on the members only tab the links to today's plays, which are today's official plays for the people's picks for the contest. The NHL spreadsheet, the college football spreadsheet, and the college basketball spreadsheet. All of them are posted in the members only page, as well as you get an entry to this contest as well. So you get a lot for that membership. And you get to compete for $50, which right now we are only 5 days. This is the 5th day of the contest, and I'm the only one positive at the moment. So, and negative 20 units eliminates a player. So if Victory Trades doesn't start turning it around, we could be looking at an elimination in about 11.5 units there. So we'll see there. But overall, those are your leaderboards. If you guys want to join the contest for a shot at $50 for the winner, and if we hit 20 members, which I believe we're at 9 at the moment, I think we're at 9 members at the moment. If we hit 20 members, we'll do $100 for the contest. So I want more people involved. I want bigger prize pools. I want this to be something that people are excited to compete for, where eventually we can do like that. This is obviously way far in the future, but hell, if we have 50 members, we could do a $250 prize. If we have, what would it be, 200 members, we can do $1,000 prize. Like we can go big and go all out with this contest if we get enough people, members of the channel, and things along those lines. So if you guys want to participate, join the channel there. But yeah, we'll head to the chat, and then we will get into today's games. NCAA plays, Houston Christian and Detroit Mercy. AHL plays, Valley Firebirds and the Valley Firebirds. Puck line and money line. 6-8 overall yesterday. Yeah. 8-8 counting live bets. There you go. Recap chat. Just did. Dan -2 units. Yeah. Not having college football is not helping me. Yeah, I have moved on a few, by the way. I did free pick videos for the 3 that I've moved on so far. I moved on 3 conference championship games already for this weekend. I moved on the Big 12 championship game. I moved on the Big 10 championship game. I moved on the Conference USA championship game. So if you guys want those plays, those are available on free pick videos right now. So if you guys want to check those out as well, definitely excited for conference championship weekend. It's nice to have a smaller card to be able to dive deeper into these games, and I really like those spots. So there we go. What's good, Nicholas Handy? Good luck today. Good luck, Stop Geo. What's good, Lex Seal? Suppness. But let's get into the card here as we have a decent card to go over. The Washington Wizards and the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks are 14-point road favorites in this game with a total of 232.5. Let's get into the line history in this one here. I'm waiting for the page to load. But we'll head to the cash flow first then, which please don't have me have to log in. Please just load the correct way. We're off to a great start. NBA. All right, that's. All right, this is being annoying. Please load. All markets. There we go. We have 75% of tickets and 79% of cash is on the Dallas Mavericks. We have 69% of tickets and 66% of cash on the over. Let's take a look if we have line movements in this game, which we're waiting on it to load. Let's take a look at the cash flow real quick, or not the cash flow, the matchup real quick. The Washington Wizards are 2-17 this year, and they're 5-13-1 ATS, 9-10 over under, 1-7 at home. This is the worst basketball team in the NBA. I'll put my foot down on that one. If I'm power ranking them, the Wizards are number 30 or 32. Dallas 14-8, 13-8-1, 11-10-1 over under, 6-5 on the road. The Washington Wizards last game snapped a 3-game winning streak for it, but we're going to go right back to it here. I'm going to be on the team total over against them. Of course I am. This line opened up at a 12.5. It's now 14. Line opened up at a 236. It's all the way down to a 232. I don't get that. Other than I do believe that probably Washington or Dallas covers the number here in this game, which probably means that this game I think this game could full game go under strictly because I don't know, the Wizards put up 90 points. So let's take a look here what the Dallas team total over is. 123.5 minus 115. We'll get it started with that. Dallas Mavericks team total over for this game at 123.5 minus 115. There we go. No chat. All right. We'll move on to the next game here where we have the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Denver Nuggets. The Cavaliers are 4-point favorites in this game, total 236.5. Let's take a look at the line history in this game here where this line opened up at a 4. It's now a 4.5 for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Line opened up at a 235. It's down to a 234.5. So we do have a move towards the under in this game as well. We have 70% of tickets, 78% of tickets, and 70% of the cash is on the Cavaliers in this game, which explains the line move towards them. So at least you have a reason why the line is moved towards the Cavaliers. 73% of tickets and 56% of cash on the over, and the line's dropping. So kind of sharp money coming in on this under, and I can kind of see it there. We have the Cleveland Cavaliers. They are 19-3 this year, arguably the best team in basketball. And I know the Boston Celtics probably have something to say about that, but I mean, we just cashed a ticket with the Cleveland Cavaliers against those Boston Celtics. The 16-6 ATS, 13-9 over under, 12-1 at home this year. The Denver Nuggets are 11-8 straight up, 7-11-1 ATS, 12-7 over under, 5-4 on the road. Denver's been a little bit more of an over team this year, which is kind of surprising because kind of surprising, especially the way they started. They started as a really strong under team. On the flip side, this has been just a Cleveland Cavaliers team that has looked really, really strong. Now, unfortunately, they deducted the team total over last game, but they did cover as 16-point favorites against the Washington Wizards. This is definitely a step up in competition, but they played Boston the game before, so do with that as you please. But kind of an interesting matchup here. I guess I lean Cavaliers if I had to do it. If I'm playing, I'm laying. The line moving towards the under. I think the under was a more appealing play, though, than a side in this game. Not moving on either, but if I had to, I'd probably be playing the under 236.5 in this game. That would be my lean at this moment in this game, but not a game I'm going to be moving on. Mavs team total over. Yep. Westbrook over 9.5 points. There you go. PJ Washington over 1.5 threes. There you go. Lex, if you want to join the contest, become a member, and you can have a chance to win $50. And as we get more and more members, we can make the contest bigger and bigger. So if you want to have your plays tracked for the contest for December, you can become a member, and you'll be able to participate. Cash -3. Like I'll star your plays there if you do. Driving but listening. There you go. We'll continue on. Charlotte Hornets are taking on the New York Knicks. The Knicks are 14.5 point favorites in this game. Monster favorites. These New York Knicks are with a total of 217.5 in this game. We have the New York Knicks there. They opened up as 14-point favorites. Now we're seeing 14.5. Line opened up at a 218. It's still a 218. So we have no movement on the total and a half-point line movement towards the Knicks on the side with 59% of tickets and 61% of cash coming in on them. 79% of tickets and 85% of the cash is on the over here as well, with the line not moving, which is interesting there. The Hornets have been a pretty strong under team. This is a little bit of a low total, 217.5. Actually, it's not two O's or low 210s, but 217.5 still can get over pretty easily. The Knicks are 13-8 this year. They're 10-1 ATS, and they're 12-9 over under, 7-2 at home. On the flip side, the Hornets are 6-15, 13-8 ATS, 8-12-1 over under, 1-7 on the road. Do I want to lay this number with the New York Knicks? No. Do I want this? Do I want to take the points with the Charlotte Hornets? No. I guess if I'm playing, I'm laying, but not a spot I'm overly enthusiastic to getting involved with. So it's a pass for me with a lean towards the Knicks at a really expensive price tag, but not getting involved in this one. Brighton at Fulham over 2.5 goals. Good luck. Cleveland first quarter, first half. You're betting a -150? No. What's -150? What's -150? Brandon Miller over 4 assists. Pass. Major pass. Yeah. No, I feel no need to get involved with that one there. Let's keep it going. We have the Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the Toronto Raptors in this game here. We have the the Thunder as 9-point favorites in this game, total of 226.5. Let's get into the line history in this one here. We have this line opened up at a 7.5. It's all the way up to a 9.5 now. So a 2-point line movement here towards the Thunder. The 7.5 lasted all of a minute, though. 1 minute and 11 seconds, according to the line history site I use. Line opened up 231, went immediately down to 229.5, and now it's down to 226.5. So we've had a move towards the under and a move towards the Thunder. Thunder unders for this one there. We have 49% of tickets and 57% of cash on the Toronto Raptors in this game, with the line moving against them, which is interesting. And then 87% of tickets, 89% of the cash is on the over in this game as well. But once again, with the line dropping 5 points, I wonder how much of that is on the 226 rather than the 231. The Raptors are 7-15 this year, 15-7 ATS, 11-11 over under. They are 6-4 at home. They're a winning team at home, but they're 1-11 on the road. If only they were a 500 team on the road, and this team would be talking about playoffs. But they're anything but. And now we're starting to see 10.5, which I think is getting to be a little bit much. The Thunder are 16-5, 12-7-2 ATS, 10-11 over under, 7-3 on the road. At this point, I'm interested in the Raptors getting double digits. I really am. I don't. This has been a Raptors team where do you want them? At home as a big dog. And where are we getting them? At home as a big dog. They've covered in back-to-back game. Actually, they've covered in 4 straight games as a home dog, including winning all 4. This is a team that is playing really well at home. And I truly don't understand why this line is just climbing. I don't. And usually I don't like going up against markets like that, but you're giving me double digits with the Toronto Raptors team that's very feisty at home. Yeah. Plus 10 at minus 115 over on Bovada. I'm going to take a shot at the Raptors here. I didn't think I was going to go against this market move like that, but when they've moved it 2.5 points, I think this has moved too much. And getting double digits at home with the Raptors here in this spot. I think the Thunder might be a little overpriced in this game. So plus 10, minus 115 over on Bovada for me in this one. Raptors plus 10 for the Raptors. Plus 10, minus 115. There we go. Okay, gotcha. Nuggets are 4-1 ATS as a dog this year. Yeah, I didn't pull the trigger with the Cavaliers, but yeah, over 226.5. Pass, fair. I forgot to say 55 plus 55.90 parlay killed yesterday. By OSU. Ouch. Gotta love. What is the ultimate saying? The best way to go, whatever, and one is to throw them in a parlay. It's always. What do you call it? Every parlay is always one leg off, right? But damn, yeah, that's 55.90. That would have been a hell of a payday there for that. Raptors show up at home, absolutely. Raps plus 9, yeah. Raps have become too public for me. That's fair. Parlay piece, Coyote, yeah. Scotty Barnes under. Okay. Stop betting parlays a year ago. Smart. Yes, straight bets are the way. But we'll continue on here where we have the New Orleans Pelicans and the Phoenix Suns. This seems a little trappy. Because we've known how bad this Pelicans team is this year, and they're only 2.5 point dogs at home in this game. This is fishy if I've ever seen it. Let's get into it though. The Suns are 2.5 point favorites, total of 221 in this game. Taking a look at the line history, the line opened up at a 1.5. It's a 2.5 now, so the line has moved towards the Suns. But the fact that this opened up at a 1.5 is concerning. Line opened up 221. It's now 221.5. So kind of an interesting lines here for this game. And I get it, no Durant for the Suns, but this is a low number where a money line is probably affordable a little bit for the Suns here. I'm assuming the Suns are super public. They are 87% of tickets, 81% of the cash is on the Suns. At least it's moved from a 1.5 to a 2.5, but still, the fact that it opened up at a 1.5 is interesting. 87% of tickets and 89% of the cash is on the over here as well. You can mark me safe for betting the Suns in this game. I'm definitely not interested in the favorite in this spot. They're 12-8 straight up at 8-12 ATS, 11-9 over under, 4-4 on the road. The Pelicans may be one of the worst teams in the NBA though. 4-18, 4-18 straight up, 7-15 ATS, 9-12 and 1 over under, 3-7 at home. The Suns are coming in off of back-to-back wins against the Warriors and the Spurs. They were 7-point favorites against the Warriors. Now they're 2.5, granted on the road. And we have the Pelicans coming in off of 9 straight losses, but yet they're plus 2.5, and that opened up at plus 1.5. This is really, really weird. And they're 5-5 ATS in the last 10. This has got to be injury related. No Durant, no Jokic. Durant hasn't played in a minute though. So I don't get this line at all. I really don't. Granted, and the Pelicans are missing a few guys as well. Williamson, Alvarado, Ingram. Ingram's day to day, so he could. He's questionable for tonight's game. I don't know how to approach this game. The contrarian in me is saying +3 with the Pelicans. I'm kind of interested in that because we're seeing +3 now on Fanatics. But do I trust the New Orleans Pelicans for anything? The answer is no. So it's a pass for me. I would only look towards the Pels, though, in this game. But this is fishy as all hell. What's your guys' favorite sportsbook? I'm looking for a new one. I like Fanatics because I can get rewarded on the Fanatics app for it because every single bet you make gives you rewards for the store, which I can go and buy jerseys and stuff like that. I like FanDuel. FanDuel has good odds. They have better when it comes to they have better odds for like alt lines. Like if you're looking for an NFL game and they're 6.5, you want the 7 or whatever, they have the better number for that. I'm trying to think what other ESPN bet's very easy to work with. So things along those lines. I'm going to put it in the chat for you. I'm going to put it in the chat for you, Coyote. We have a deal, or not a deal. We have a link, which is also in the It's also in the description of the live stream. But if you follow the link I just put in the chat, it'll send you to Sign Up Expert, which will list all the available sports books in your area with all the different sign up bonuses and things along those lines, so you can learn which books are available to you. That would be the best way to find a good book, is you can find which ones are giving you the best sign-up rewards and stuff like that, deposit matches and free bets and things along those lines. Pels money line, trap game, kind of feel like that. Morning, what's good, Markel? Pels, +120. I have the Knicks, 31+ and 26-30. Jesus. All right. College basketball play, unranked team favorite versus ranked Penn State -115 versus Purdue, best price on the market right now. Wow. I have to look into that for sure. Unfortunately, those games are not hitting like they were last year and the year before. McKinnon, Crosby, Reinhardt, is the best line in the Four Nations. Yeah, I think the better overall. See, I think talent-wise, Canada has the forwards. USA has the goaltending. I kind of want to take a shot with Finland to win the whole thing now, at the longest odds. I think they're a team that is going to be a little bit sneaky in this contest is Finland. I think they're sneaky good. See, what's up, my guys? Let's get it. Let's cash today. Hit the like button, people. Show some appreciation, subscribe, and share. No Tim A. Yeah, we got a nice slate. Yeah, we do. Cleveland first quarter, first half, full game trifecta. There you go. Raquel, Zetterlund, Eklund all got snubbed from Team Sweden. Yeah, I could. Yeah, especially Eklund. Eklund's been so good for the Sharks this year. Yeah. Road Warriors tonight, first quarter, first half, full game. They had taken on the Rockets. We'll get into them in a little bit. Came in on the best part of the show. You got a little bit until we get to hockey. Went 4 out of 5 on my same game parlays in the NHL. Wow. Yeah, I got Fanatics. It's nice. Yeah, I like it. Game day. Sabres game day. Bounce back spot. I love the Buffalo Sabres tonight. Mainly, I would like to continue to fade the Winnipeg Jets, though. I live in Illinois. Almost everything is available. I'm going to sign up for Rebet. Yeah. Use that link, and ESB gets rewarded for that as well. So that would be very, very much appreciated. They have a lot of hockey leagues. There you go. And match my deposit. There you go. Do you use Fliff or ever use? Yeah, I messed around with Fliff for a little bit, not on serious betting. I never deposited any money into that, but they give you a free $1 every single day. And I didn't hit any, but I would put together stupid parlays just to see if I can turn $1 into 1,000. That's kind of the way I would do it. I would take my free $1 and I'd throw it on a 12-leg parlay and hope to turn the $1 into like $2,000. And obviously I didn't hit any of them, but I would do that for a while, and I haven't done that in a while. But yeah, Spicy Nuggets go down to Cleveland tonight. Can't wait. I kind of lean Cleveland in that game. I do, but not anything I'm betting. I'll rewind the show to see what I missed. You're all good. It's the Mavericks team total over, and it's the Raptors plus 10 so far. Let's keep it going. We have 1, 2, 3 games remaining in the NBA before we head over towards before we head to NFL for Thursday Night Football. Let's get into it. San Antonio Spurs, Chicago Bulls. On this one here, the Spurs 2-point favorites, total 236.5. Line opened up at a 2.5. It's now down to a 2. So we have a half-point line movement here towards the Bulls in this game. Line opened up 233.5. It's now 236.5 in this one here. We do have 56% of the tickets are on the Spurs, 50-50 cash on the side here for this one. 64% of tickets and 63% of cash on the over. And the line has, I believe, gone up, if I remember right. The line had gone up 3 points as well. Taking a look at the matchup for this one here. If this will load, that'll be cool. There we go. San Antonio is 11-10 this year. They're 10th in the Western Conference. So right now they're in a play-in spot. They're 11-10 straight up. NATS 10-11 over under. 8-4 at home. The Bulls are 9-13 this year, 11-11 ATS, 13-9 over under, 6-6 on the road. Why is this only a 1.5? No, it's a 1.5 2 range. Why is this line only that? When it looks like the Spurs are clearly the better team. You look at record wise, ATS wise, they're about the same. I think this is a bull spot, and I'm getting plus 2.5 over on ESPN Bet. Shop around as well. And that's the beauty of having a bunch of different books, is being able to shop around because BetMGM has a 1.5 in this game. FanDuel, Fanatics, DraftKings, Caesars, 365, Bovada have 2s, and ESPN Bet has a 2.5. So be able to shop around and find your best available number. And you can do that with Sign Up Expert there. Plus 2.5. Plus 2.5 for me at the Chicago Bulls. Minus 115 over on ESPN Bet. This market kind of tells me that the Bulls are very, very live in this game. And I agree with that. So I'll go ahead, take the plus 2.5 in this game with the Bulls in this spot. Had a snowstorm overnight in Detroit. Looks like Christmas today. Hell yeah. Cleveland stand up. Them whack Packers play the Cats tonight. I hate them both. I'm definitely rooting for the Lions. I want to figure out whether or not I'm betting the Lions or not, because I still believe that the Lions are the best team in football, and I don't think it's particularly close. I know a lot of people are going to be like, the Eagles, the Chiefs. No, it's the Lions. But yeah. Moneyline Markel, what up, bro? Okay, Nick, I do like those 2 picks. Yeah. Chicago Moneyline. Bulls are 6-6 on the road. Yeah, fair. Hey, Marcos. I got my boy Clay 3-3s tonight. There you go. Let's continue on. 2 games remaining in the NBA before we head over to the NFL and then the NHL for these games. The Sacramento Kings and the Memphis Grizzlies. We have the Grizzlies 2.5-point favorites, total 241.5. This line opened up at a 3.5, got all the way down to a 2.5. It's back to a 3, so we have a half-point line moving here towards these Kings. Line opened up at a 240.5. It's now 241.5, a really, really high total, which I understand neither of these teams like playing this thing called defense. We have 45% of tickets and 56% of the cash on the under in this game, yet the line's moving towards the over. We have the Sacramento Kings 10-12 this year, 8-13-1. They're 12-10 to the over, 5-5 on the road. The Memphis Grizzlies are 14-8 straight up and against the number and over under this year. They're 10-3 at home. The Grizzlies are coming in off of a 121-116 loss, which even a game that high scoring would not get you over this 241.5. So they did play under the total there. That was a 245 in their last game. And Sacramento is coming in off of a win against the they're coming in off of a win against the Houston Rockets in their last game. We were on them in that game. They were about minus 120 favorites, so that line kind of told you everything you needed to know about that one there. For me, not a game I'm particularly interested in getting involved with. 76% of tickets and 60% of the cash is on the Grizzlies in this game, so public on the Grizzlies a little bit here, and the line's dropping. So it kind of tells me the Kings might be a live dog in this game. Ultimately, not one I need to get involved with, though. What? Cream of wheat, oatmeal, or grits? Neither. Oatmeal, if anything. Yeah. Pass, might bet later. Fair. Grizzlies. The Grizzlies minus 2.5. I would lean the other way. Pass. Eagles not the best, nowhere close, but Casey is. It's hard to defeat Patrick Mahomes. I will, if it is Lions Chiefs in the Super Bowl, I will have a irresponsible bet on the Lions in that game. Yes. I truly believe that game wouldn't be particularly close because I get it. The Chiefs the Chiefs are a team that I have no interest in backing like as big favorites, but even I hope all has a grand day. There you go. Do you remember why I don't? Yes, because they lost you a parlay on Thanksgiving. Yes, fish and grits. Yeah, it's hard to beat the Chiefs, not Mahomes. Mahomes has looked human this year, and it's hard to beat the Chiefs and the refs because it's the same freaking script every game. Is they play games way too close, and then they win games at the end. There's big favorites. The Lions have a lot of injuries on defense. I mean, everybody does at this point. Houston Rockets and Golden State Warriors. Rockets minus 3.5, total of 221.5. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game here, where this line opened up at a 1.5. It's now a 3.5 for the Rockets, so it's moved 2 points towards Houston. Line opened up 220. It's still a 220 in this game. We do have 53% of tickets, 60% of the cash is on the Rockets in this game. The line's moving towards the Rockets. 91% of tickets and 93% of cash is on the over here as well. We're finally seeing some regression here from the Warriors, who started off the year so well. And they're still 12-8. They've lost 5 games in a row, though. So this is a struggling Golden State Warriors team, where the only game they covered, they were 5-point dogs last game, but I believe they opened up at 2.5 or 3. So if you got the early number on the Nuggets, you won. If you got the late number on the Warriors, you won. The Rockets are coming in off of a loss, 120-111 against Sacramento. This could be a get-right spot for the Warriors, but I'm not going to put my money on it. especially with the Lions moved 2 points towards the Rockets. If this was gone from 1.5 to 2.5, I would take a shot with Houston in this one. I think the Lions moved too far for me to want to back Houston, but at the same time, I don't want to back the Warriors in this game either. So this is a simple stay off for me to end the card. But I do believe the Rockets win this game, and the Warriors continue their struggle. Yes, Lions with D banged up. Boo to oatmeal. Yeah. Warriors plus 3.5. There you go. Rockets minus 3.5. Morning Nick, which good untouchable. Lift off. Another meh day in hockey last night for me. Yeah, I went 0-2. It wasn't a good night either. Let's make the transition though to the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers for this game here. We have the Lions 3.5 point favorites, total 51.5 in this game. Kind of a high total for this one, especially on a Thursday night. But I get it. A lot of people think about these two teams. They think about two high-powered offenses. I think about how good this Lions defense has been. Even with all the injuries, their defenses looked awesome. Let's take a look at the matchup here. The Lions are 11-1 straight up and 9-3 ATS. 6-5-1 over under, 5-1 at home. Their only loss was against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Green Bay Packers are 9-3 straight up, 6-6 ATS, 5-6-1 over under. And they're 4-1 away from Lambeau Field. This is an awesome matchup with now I believe if the Lions win this game, they don't clinch the division. I believe they clinch the division with a win and a Vikings loss is my question. Or is it too early for that? This line opened up the look-ahead line was a 6. Opening line was a 3.5 though, and it stayed at 3.5 all week. Look-ahead line was 51.5. Opening line was 51. It's up to a 51.5. So we do have a half-point line movement towards this over here in this one. 59% of tickets and 67% of the cash is on the Lions. 59% of tickets and 75% of cash on the over. Okay. So we do have a little bit of a sharp over in this spot. These injury reports, though, and you guys were mentioning the injuries on defense. It's who do you call it? It's Hutchinson. But also Pascal is going to be out. I believe mostly was a full participant in practice. On Woosterkret, did not participate in practice. Reeder is out, and Davis is a full participant in practice. So they're not as injured as I think people think they are. I still love this Lions defense. I cashed the under ticket with the under 48.5 with that Thanksgiving game for the Lions because I love this defense. You look at what the Packers are dealing with in this game, though. Mosby with a concussion. He did full participate there. Clark was a limited participant in practice. We know Ballantyne's out. Romeo Dobbs is out. Cooper is out. And Alexander's out. And then we have a bunch of people who are questionable. So keep an eye out for that. A bunch of defensive pieces there. I think the Lions should take care of business in this game. And they're not overly public for this matchup here. Now, and I may not be as high on the Green Bay Packers as a lot of people. I've faded them a few times this year. They're a team that they're a little bit overvalued, 6-6 against the number. Granted, they are a dog here in this spot. We are starting to see some 4s pop up for the Lions. We're seeing, I believe it says a 4 on BetMGM. I'm interested in the Detroit Lions. I don't know if I want to lay the 3.5 here because I could see this being a little bit of a close game. But the markets kind of suggest that this game could be an over. But I can get a 3 at -120 over on Fanatics. I think I want to double up on the Lions in this spot. Team total over and the spread in this game. 28.5 plus 105 on Fanatics. And I'm getting -3 over on Fanatics. I'm going to take the Lions and double up on them here in this spot. And I'll probably do a YouTube short for this after this show because I forgot to do a game last night. But Sign me up for some Lions action here. I got -3 over on Fanatics, and I got team total at 28.5 at +105, also on Fanatics here. Sign me up here. Lions double up spot for me. Let's see. If it's the Cats versus KC in the Super Bowl, I'll be watching the Super Bowl by myself. Whoever I'm watching the game with here in Detroit will put me out of the house rooting against Detroit. There you go. Packers +3.5. Packers money line. Disagree. Last Thanksgiving. Yeah, you've mentioned it a few times. There. 5-3. Boston puck line. Vegas puck line. Vegas money line in the under. Dallas under 5.5. Nashville under 6. But lost with Nashville, Dallas puck line, and Dallas money line in the under. All right. Golden State money line. 0-2 on live NHL, added draws on Nashville as well as Dallas money line. Nashville has lost 5 straight games though by the score of 3-2. How about that? They've lost 5 in a row by the score of 3-2, and I believe 7 of their last 11 games have been 3-2 losses. Tucker Kraft over 38.5 receiving yards. No bet on game. Pass. Won't even be watching it. But my boy just said to me, let's go downtown tonight and tailgate. Fun. There you go. Christian Watson, 4+ receptions. Love interception, and maybe Lions kicker field goal overs. Running back touchdown props are unplayable, -200s everywhere. Yeah, no, thank you. Thursday night football should be primetime under. These games always ugly. Yeah, but I don't know. Gibbs first touchdown. You can see that. Lions first half spread. Green Bay full game. You're saying small sprinkle on correct score 3-2 against Nashville next time. I said that yesterday. Maybe 2+ touchdowns. Josh Jacobs could be a play. I would look towards Gibbs. I would look more towards Gibbs for if you're looking for a running back for 2 touchdowns. There. We'll make the transition from the NFL to the NHL. We have the Florida Panthers and the Philadelphia Flyers. The Panthers -165, total of 6 in this game. And this was one that, I had really no interest in betting. The Panthers are not putting up the numbers that they have in previous years. Now, granted, they are actually, the numbers are not terrible. But the Flyers have actually put up some decent numbers as of late. And very similar to the Penguins, I'm not fading the Flyers at the moment. It's a team that has been playing some better hockey as of late. I don't think it continues. They're getting a lot of luck in these games because they've won 4 of the last 5 games, but 3 of their wins are in overtime. So this is a team that's needing past regulation here, where they've gone to overtime in 6 of their last 10 games. Florida went to overtime in their last game. They lost 5-4 to Pittsburgh. I wouldn't talk anybody off of a draw in this game. I think this is definitely a decent draw candidate. To where if I'd be betting draws, I'd probably take a small shot on the regulation draw in this game, which I want to take a look what that is. I'm waiting till after the new year for draws because that's generally when I try to hone in more on them. Plus 330 though, plus 334 I'm seeing on Pinnacle. I need to shop around for the best available number. But if I'm looking to bet a draw, this is not a bad option, especially with how often the Flyers are going to overtime right now. As for the total, I think the total is right. I have this game projected for 6.1 goals. And I see slight value on the Flyers. I don't like the way the Panthers have been playing. Or the Panthers, actually, they beat up on Carolina back-to-back games, but then they lost to Pittsburgh. So, very confusing team, this Florida Panthers team. So, a draw. If anything, a draw in this game. The Flyers are, for me, what the Capitals are to you. Yeah, a team you're not very high on that you can't get right? Yeah. Flyers win in OT. Maybe regulation because night sucks. Fair. Bennett point, Florida money line, same game parlay. Josh Giddey under 6.5 assists. There you go. Draw and lean under. I could see that. Kachuk or Reinhart goal. I would lean more towards Reinhart. Flyers money line. This thing will eventually collapse on the Flyers. They just keep escaping. Yeah. Konechny has been hot. They did draw in the last meeting. Yeah. Florida should -1.5 these goalies and decor if they actually try. Yeah. But unfortunately, that's not the case at the moment. Let's move on. A spot that I haven't moved on yet that I'm almost certain I'm going to move on. We have the Buffalo Sabres and the Winnipeg Jets in this game. The Jets are -135 road favorites, so the total 5.5 in this game. As for the total, I have this game actually projected for 6.10 goals, so I think an over could be worth a look here in this spot. But we have the Buffalo Sabres coming in on 4 straight losses. We have the Winnipeg Jets coming in on 4 straight losses. I have differing opinions on both these teams, though. I think the Buffalo Sabres could be competitive. I think the Winnipeg Jets are slipping here, and I think situationally, this is another game where the Winnipeg Jets, I mentioned this in their last game, they've done nothing but travel to their last game, travel to their next game for a while now. They have not stayed in this. They have not had back-to-back home games and not had to travel to their next game since November the 9th. On November the 9th, they played at home against Dallas. Then they went to MSG to play the Rangers, to Tampa Bay, to Florida, back home to play Florida, to Pittsburgh, to Nashville, to Minnesota, to LA, to Vegas, to Dallas, back home to play St. Louis. And now they go to Buffalo. And I believe after this, they do have they go to Chicago, and then they head back home to play the Columbus. And then finally on December the 10th, they'll have back-to-back home games again. This is a brutal, brutal road trip for the Winnipeg Jets, which I think they are prime for the picking in this game. I think this is a game the Buffalo Sabres win. They're giving me +120 on BetMGM. Give me Buffalo here in this spot. This is a game that I kind of like, or that I saw, and I knew I liked it. I think, and I get it, the Winnipeg Jets have been awesome this year. I think the wrong team's favored in this game. I'll say that now. I think the Winnipeg Jets are bound for some negative regression. We're finally starting to see it. And the Buffalo Sabres, I think this is a good get-right spot against a tired Winnipeg Jets team that's done nothing but travel, and travel some more. So Winnipeg Jets, or Buffalo Sabres +120 here against the Winnipeg Jets for me. Buffalo money line, yes. Sabres, my usual Sabres over, and anytime goal TNT Tage Thompson. Tuck point. Only bet the Sabres as dogs, not so much as favorites. Exactly. Who's in net for this game? I'm assuming Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, if I'm not sure, if I believe that. Buffalo money line, yeah. Turka, yeah, why not? Some JJ Turka. Buffalo first period, they should be able to hold the lead this time. You would think. So yeah, no, I really like Buffalo in that spot though. That's probably, I think Buffalo may be one of the best bets on the board today. Granted, the last game we talk about, I believe, the last game we'll talk about is a really strong spot for me as well. But I think the Buffalo Sabres might be one of the better bets on the card today. Let's move on. We have the Winnipeg Jets. We just talked about the Winnipeg Jets. We have the Carolina Hurricanes take on the Colorado Avalanche. Hurricanes are -150 home favorites in this game, total of 6.5. I believe this was a game that we had circled that we wanted to go see the Colorado Avalanche a little bit this year. In Carolina, just nothing. It just didn't materialize. But this was one of those games I had circled. I'd be like, yeah, that'd be cool to go see. McKinnon and Rantanen and Makar and all of them. As for my projections in this game, I have this game projected for about 5.88 goals, but I don't trust. But that's assuming an average goaltender. Georgiev has been anything but. I don't trust the Avalanche for an under to save their lives. And on the flip side, we have the Carolina Hurricanes. I have this game projected for Carolina around $1.20. So seeing Colorado as this big of a dog is very, very appealing at the plus 130 price tag. The Colorado Avalanche are coming in off of that big comeback win, though. If they would have lost that game to Buffalo last game, if they would have just gotten blown out last game, this would be Colorado all day long. This is also 3 straight losses for the Carolina Hurricanes. So situationally, this is not a spot that I want to go ahead and bet the Avalanche. Because I do think that this Carolina team, from what we've seen this year, they're one of the top teams in hockey. I was wrong about them. I said under point total for them, and they're just cruising now. And said the hell with a regression. Their depth guys have stepped up and things along those lines. I love Colorado as a dog. Usually, I think situationally this is a terrible spot though. They're coming back. They're coming in off of that 4-0 comeback. The Hurricanes are coming in off of 3 straight losses. It's gonna be a pissed off Hurricanes team. Gun to head, I'm taking the Avalanche though. I'm not laying $1.50 against the Avalanche. I will not do that. But I'm not going to bet the Avalanche tonight. So it'd be Avs or nothing, but pass. Canes team total over. I mean, if you think they win, that's the best way to do it. Put the Hurricanes on the ban list, taking the Avalanche in the over. All right. Over 6.5. Wedge ball sided tonight. If it's wedge ball, I'm a little bit more interested in Colorado. Because I think that's a goaltender they can step up around. Canes team total over. Nature's goal or assist. I mean, if you're looking at props for Carolina, it probably starts with Nature's. Might sprinkle Avalanche -1.5 as well. There you go. As money line. Yeah, I'm interested in Colorado, but not enough here. All right, let's move to the next one here. The San Jose Sharks and the Tampa Bay Lightning. How about them Sharks coming in off of a nice overtime win against the Washington Capitals? And it's been a minute since we've seen this Tampa Bay Lightning team play. They last played the Toronto Maple Leafs a few days ago. This is a rested Lightning team. And this is a Sharks team that is on the 3rd game of a road trip. They do have a few more games on this road trip. They go to Florida, to Carolina, and to St. Louis the next 3 games as well. So a little bit of a road trip here for the San Jose Sharks. They've been fun, though. They've won both their games so far on the road trip. November 30th, they beat the Seattle Kraken. And they beat the Washington Capitals in overtime as +230 dogs last game. The Lightning are coming in off of a 5-3 loss against the Toronto Maple Leafs. They last played on November 30th. Is this rest or is this rust? And for me, I'm interested in San Jose. Sometimes you got to go swimming with the Sharks. And why not? Why not go swimming with the Sharks in this game? But, however, with that being said, I think there's a better way than just Sharks money line. And it's Sharks first period money line at +170. Because I could see this as a game where Tampa Bay kind of is asleep at the wheel early. San Jose takes an early lead. And then it kind of wakes up Tampa Bay. I think that we have a better chance at cashing the first period for San Jose rather than the full game. But damn, I'm very interested in both taking a shot there with the Sharks in this game. Should the Lightning be favored in this game? Yeah. Should they be -260? Absolutely not. Sometimes you got to go swim with the Sharks, and damn it, I'm going to take the Sharks here. The ultimate question is do I want to take a little bit more of a risk taking the full game at +230 though, more +170 for the full game or for the first period? I think I'm leaning more towards the first period if I have to pull the trigger on this, and I think I'm going to pull the trigger on the Sharks. I just got to figure out how I'm going to do that, and I think the first period is worth a look. That's kind of where I'm thinking is the Sharks in the first period. Tampa puck line. Tampa puck line. Tampa first period puck line. We're going to try to thread the needle again. Tampa first period over and Sharks +1.5. This will be such a blowout. Annunen just jumped to Nashville from the Avs. Yep. I think they should be -300. Tampa Bay race to 4. Tampa reg. Tampa puck line. This is not going to be a close game. I disagree. Sharks are tired. -260 is crazy. Not that it matters, but when did the Predators get the Avs backup goaltender. They just traded Wedgwood for Annunen. The fucking Sharks plus 1.5. Sometimes you gotta go swimming with the Sharks. I'm going to go swimming with the Sharks. First period money line for me plus 170. I'll limit it at just the first period. First period plus 170. San Jose Sharks. Let's move on. Nashville Predators, Montreal Canadiens. The Preds minus 130 favorites. Total of 6 in this game. Second half of a back-to-back for the Preds. You guys know how I feel about this Predators team. I was not high on them heading into the year with all the moves they made. Yeah, cool. They made all the splashy moves. Good for them. It's amounted to basically nothing. And this is probably 3-2 Habs. This Nashville team has just been overpriced game after game after game after game after game. And I'm pissed I didn't jump on the Maple Leafs yesterday, even though I probably would have pushed the Maple Leafs because I probably would have taken their -1 line. But this has been a Nashville team that has played close games and just continuously losing them. I don't know if they should be favored right now. I don't think they shouldn't be a road favorite against anybody right now, the Nashville Predators. And I get it. There's a lot of hype behind this team. Good for them. This is not a Nashville team that should be laying $1.30 on the road. Pretty plain and simple. The question is, how much do we trust the Montreal Canadiens in the spot? Because we've seen Montreal in these spots a few times this year where they're in very advantageous situations, but they always seem to fumble the bag on those spots. Like they've found themselves. The Montreal Canadiens are one of the worst teams in the NHL for a reason. Now, they're 9-13-3 this year. They are 6-5-2 at home. They're coming off of a win 2-1 in overtime against the Islanders. Preds have lost 5 straight games, 4 straight by the score 3-2. So if I'm taking a shot in this game, 3-2 Canadiens, and sign me up for some Montreal in this spot here. I'm going to take Montreal on the money line in this game. I have no faith in these Predators right now at all, and you're giving me plus money to fade them. I'll take some Montreal here at plus 115. Canadiens plus 115 against the Preds in their spot. I'm going to keep fading them here in this one. See, Habs, yeah, pass, Caulfield goal, Habs are nothing, yeah, plus 2.5. Sharks must be a decent line considering how big of a fave. I think that would probably be around -170, my guess. Suzuki assist, Purdue plus 105 on the hardwood. I would look the other way. Line A, anytime goal. Montreal first period under, Montreal plus 1.5. All right, Habs plus 123 now. Wow, I got plus 115 on them. Did the line just move? No, I see plus 115 is the best available number. Plus 124 on Matchbook, but I don't know what book that is. But I've never been on that book. Sprinkle draw as well. Yeah, they shouldn't be favored, but I just don't want to put my money on the Habs, and that's fair. That's fair. Good. We betting Penn State this weekend. I got 3.5 with them. I did a free pick video for that yesterday. Yep. Let's move on. The Ottawa Senators and the Detroit Red Wings, two teams that this is probably the least interesting game on the board for me today. Should the Senators be favored? Yeah. Should they be -170? No. Am I interested in the Red Wings? No. I have this game projected for 6.09 goals, so I think the total is right. As for the line, I think that Ottawa should be more along the lines of 130, 135 in this game. But do I have interest in Detroit? No. Why would I have any interest in Detroit? What has Detroit done at all to make you have any interest in back in this team? They've lost 3 games in a row. Granted, 2 of them have gone to overtime against Vancouver and Detroit. They have gone to overtime in 4 of their last 8 games, so maybe a draw in this game. The Senators are coming in off of a shootout loss against the Anaheim Ducks. They've lost 2 in a row, and they've lost 7 of their last 9. So here's the thing. What have the Detroit Red Wings done to make you interested in betting the Red Wings? But what have the Senators done in order to make you want to lay $1.70 on them? I'll wait. I have no interest in this game whatsoever. I don't know who to trust. Senators probably win this game in overtime, and the only way you cash anything with the Senators is laying $1.70. I don't want that. And then I think the only way you cash anything with the Detroit Red Wings tonight is laying $1.65 on a +1.5 puck line. I don't want any part of that. This has one of those games where the only thing you win is cashing on, and this is probably, and as for the total, I don't know how to approach this total. I think this total is correct. Maybe a draw in this game. I think the only way you cash a side in this game is laying a ton of juice, and I have no interest in that whatsoever. So pass here for me in this game. Let's go. Yes. These hockey games are they kind of are today. Red Wings +1. Good luck. Sens going to win. I don't want to lay $1.70. Find out, though. Took the over, leaned Sens, but passed. Fair. DeBrincat, ex-Senator. Fair. Pass. If these teams played to their expectations, this would be a great game. These are two teams that year after year after year after year after year, they're supposed to break through and make the playoffs, and they fucking don't. I don't get these two teams. I really don't. And how much through this rebuild and whatever that these teams have gone through that we need to step back and be like, the rebuild didn't work. These teams are still not competitive. The Red Wings are still not competitive. The Senators are still not competitive. They're borderline wild card teams at best. I don't get it. I don't get these teams. They're supposed to be better every year, and they're just not. They're just not. And they're the freaking Cincinnati Reds of hockey. Like, they're supposed to be better every year, and they're just not. So, Tarasenko plus, ex-Senator. There you go. I mean, those are good ways to approach it. They keep trying to entice you on the dog against the Sens, but that stopped when they beat the Flames recently. Fair. Detroit Red Wings. Senators money line. Brady Tkachuk point. Same game parlay. -105. There you go. Omar helps the Sens rebuild, I think. Yeah. LO, Tarasenko as a Senator was a layover, just like it will be on the Red Wings. He's getting traded again. Yeah, who's going to go after Tarasenko this trade deadline? I mean, maybe it's this team right here. I'm joking, obviously. But let's get into it. The New York Islanders and the Seattle Kraken. The Islanders are -130 favorites. I don't get the Islanders being favorites in every single game. It's the same shit every game. It's an overtime loss. That's what it always is. It's an overtime loss. It's always an overtime loss. This team is ridiculous, but they do lead the league in draws. This would probably be the number one draw of the day if you're looking to bet draws. Is Kraken Islanders. Because I feel like the Kraken have been a good draw team as well. I have no interest in laying any type of juice on the Islanders. I think this 5.5 number is correct. 2 of the last 3 meetings have gone to a shootout between these two teams. The Kraken have won 3 in a row against the Islanders, though. The Kraken are coming off of a nice 4-2 win against the Carolina Hurricanes. And shocker, the Islanders are coming off an overtime loss to the Montreal Canadiens. Their last 2 losses were both in overtime to Washington and Montreal. All of a sudden, the Islanders, a team that for a good 4-game stretch, which felt like forever, the Islanders didn't reach an overtime game. They've received points in 3 straight games. These overtime losses are the reason why they're still in a playoff chase. They're 9, 10, and 7. They're 9 and 17 on the money line this year. They're 8 games under 500 if they didn't count those type of points. And next game they get the Carolina Hurricanes. But this is a prime draw spot. The Islanders go to overtime a lot. The Kraken are a team that play close games a decent amount. And the Islanders don't care if the Kraken get a point. The Kraken don't care if the Islanders get a point. This is the ultimate. If you're a draw bettor, your draw card starts with the Kraken and the Islanders tonight. That's the way it does. So, it would be draw or nothing in this game. That's the only way I'm approaching this one. It's Islanders draw. It's Islanders day. Draw pregame. Draw live as well. Yep. Lean over, but pass. Kraken team total over. I kind of lean under. I like Sorokin's play as of late. I do. It should go over. Kraken don't play defense recently. The Islanders do, though. The Islanders do. 2 games remaining on the card. We have the St. Louis Blues and the Calgary Flames. The Flames minus 125 favorites with a total of 5.5 in this game. The Blues have kind of been riding since their since the coach firing there. And I kind of want to jump back on them here in this game. My numbers do suggest value on the Flames, though. They have them projected around 140, 145. So there's value on the Flames. And I have this game projected for 6.03 goals. So maybe an over in this spot, maybe something along those lines. But this Blues team under Jim Montgomery look good. Like, this is a Blues team that is outplaying their opponents. They're winning games. Their only loss under Montgomery was an overtime loss against Philadelphia. They've received in their 4 games with Jim Montgomery, they've received 7 points out of the 8 possible. On the flip side, Calgary is a team, they're coming off of a 3-0 win against Columbus. That was an emotional game there. Maybe it's a potential emotional letdown after that game against Columbus with the Johnny Gaudreau situations and things along those lines. Why not go back to the Blues in this game at plus 110? I'm going to take a shot here with St. Louis again. I get it. My spreadsheet suggests otherwise, but I want to keep backing this Blues team until they lose multiple games in a row under Jim Montgomery. I'm going to keep backing the new coaching bump. This Blues team looks like a different team under Montgomery, and I am fully bought into it. So I'm going to be on the Blues here. Blues plus 110 in this game against the Calgary Flames. Blues Flames game over. I can see the over. I definitely do like the over in the game as well. Blues in the under 6. Anytime goal, Neighbors and Holloway again. Ride it while it's hot. Might sprinkle on Broberg anytime point. There you go. We'll move on to the last game of the day, and I did move on it. This line's moved on me, though, with this over. Let's get into it. This is one of the stronger plays on the card, I think. And unfortunately, I wanted to find a way to double up on the spot, but I found no way to double up on the spot for overs in this game because you want to look at a first period over. That would be minus 160 for the over 1.5. You want to look at the Oilers team total over 4.5 at plus 130. You want to look at maybe the only way to do that is Columbus team total over. But this is an in-season revenge game where the Columbus Blue Jackets embarrassed the Edmonton Oilers. We're on them in that game. It was like a plus 200 price tag for the Blue Jackets at home, and they went and they beat the Oilers 6-1 in that game. But when we look at the spot, this is not only a system play, this is a double system play. Why? The Blue Jackets in their last game had their 2-game winning streak snapped by losing 3-0 to the Flames. The Oilers in their last game had their 3-game winning streak snapped by losing 1-0 to the Vegas Golden Knights. Not only did the Blue Jackets get shut out in their last game, so did the Oilers. Over 6.5 for me. I got it at minus 115 last night. You're looking more along the lines of minus 125, minus 130 in this game. You can find a 125 on Fanatics. You can find a minus 125 on Caesars, though. So you have plenty of opportunities. You can still get a minus 125 there. I'll pay up to a minus 130 on this over 6.5. And if it gets any higher than that, hopefully wait for no goals in the first couple minutes and then grab it live. I think that's the best way to approach it. So I'm on the over 6.5 here between the Blue Jackets and the Oilers to close it out. I do think the Oilers win the game. I would probably lean towards an Oilers team total over. But this is a spot where I'm on the over 6.5. Lean Flames, fair. Edmonton money line and over 6.5 plus 145. There you go. McDavid over 1.5 points. There you go. Columbus first period over and Edmonton puck line. Good luck. Columbus Blue Jackets money line is really tempting me, Mr. Earle. Yeah, I mean, it's a really nice price, plus 225. I don't like the fact that this matchup was a 6-1 blowout win for the Blue Jackets in the first matchup. I don't like that. And I don't like the fact that they're coming in off of a shutout loss. Now, granted, both teams are coming off of a shutout loss. But I think if you're backing Columbus, the puck line's not a bad way to do it. Maybe a draw at a big price tag, but I'm just on the over. Over 6.5, like it. I expect Columbus to keep it close early before they get that butt kicking. There you go. That's a fair way to approach it as well. But that is everything for today's show. Went through everything there. I will be posting all my plays on Cappertek after the show, and everything along those lines. If you want to check out all the links, if you are a member, I posted all the links this morning to today's official picks, which I'll be typing all those in after the show, to the college football spreadsheet, to the college basketball spreadsheet, to the NHL spreadsheet. Everything is posted up on the members only there. And if you become a member, you will also be able to participate in the contest, which has a first place prize of $50, which right now the leader is me at 3.26 units. So it is wide open there. Whereas Tim A, he's driving home. Any big dogs in college football or college basketball today? I want to take a look at which dogs I took real quick. That would be okay. The dog that I'll have to say is Stephen F. Austin against Rio Grande Valley plus the 5.5. You can sprinkle the money line. Just took Penn State plus 3.5. Love it. But that is going to do it for the show. I want to thank you guys as always for watching, and we'll catch you guys same time, same place tomorrow for another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. Good luck, everyone.